Laren's on the couch this morning.
Great to be here.
Good to have you.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you as well. So what do you make of last night? You know, all eyes were going to be on the Packers-Bears game, and as it turns out, the Packers had asked their fans to everybody link arms for social justice and unity, but the fans said, you know, the team can do what they want to do. We're just simply going to cheer, put our hands on our heart, and sing the national anthem.
You don't mess with the Midwest. Someone that's from the Midwest, I can tell you that. You don't mess with our flag, you don't mess with our anthem, you don't mess with our patriotism. But beyond that, this whole we're going to link arms for solidarity. How about we put our hand over our heart for solidarity? Because that's really, in essence, what it means. So now we're gonna link arms. It's the same political statement, and fans are still going to be upset about it. They can pull whatever they want, they can pull whatever stunt they want and change it up. Same message, same disrespect.
We had about three. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we had Brandon Tatum on the show earlier. If you've not pulled up his video on YouTube, it now has, I think, 400,000 views. He's a police officer in Arizona, and he is fed up, as you can imagine, about the kneeling of the anthem, and it's something that you have to see. So we talked to him on the show this morning, and he talks about the NFL being the one that's divisive, not the president. Here's what he told us.
I think that the American people are wise enough to know that the true unity is when you put your hand over your heart. I don't think the president is being divisive. I think the fact that you take a knee on the flag is you're starting division right there. And I think the president is trying to bring things back around in full circle and say, okay, we need to realize what unity means, and we need to stand for the flag and not divide ourselves by disrespecting America to push an agenda.
When has a flag ever been controversial?
Now it is in 2017. Isn't that just sad, really? But going back to what he said, it's a slap in the face to our police officers, to our veterans, to our military. And I'm wondering, those that are sticking up for this, especially the Democrats who seem to be coming out in force for the NFL, for these players, is that their new agenda? Is anti-America, is that really the agenda they want to push? That's going to help them in 2018? Is that going to help them in 2020? I don't think so. But continue and see how the fans react.
The NFL really does not know what to do. They had a meeting yesterday, but nothing really came out of it in terms of a mandate. The word is the Giants owner has said, do me a favor. I want you to stand for the national anthem. I'm not making you. And there's a sense the Giants will. The Broncos have committed to stand. The Patriots have committed to stand. The Steelers out of the locker room, they'll all be standing on the sideline. Do you think that this is over now?
No, I don't. But you know what? I would tell those players that are kneeling that they don't seem to understand what that flag and that anthem mean. I would encourage them to go to a VFW, and I would encourage them to speak to some veterans and see what that flag means to them. And maybe they might feel a little bit differently about their little stunts if they would go and see it, that perspective, and what that flag means to others.
I know you talk a lot about politics, and now that you're here with us as a Fox News contributor, politically, is this a win for Donald Trump?
I think it is. You have to remember his America First message. That's what brought him into office. That's what brought so many Republicans on his coattails into office. So standing up for the anthem and the flag and America First, that is absolutely what his base wants. That's what I want. That's what Americans should want. They want a president that stands up for them, stands up for the country. Isn't it great?
Making the anthem great again.
Exactly.
Would we have had the same reaction, though, had he used different words to talk about it when he called them SOBs and he used the language that we often hear from the president? Look, that's his style. That is the man that was elected into office. But many people say, look, he should have talked about, he has the winning side of this argument, but maybe he should have talked about it a little bit differently.
You know, I understand that, but it's Donald Trump. You're not going to change him. And I think that that's the way that most folks in the Midwest, they feel. They use those words. They use that language. That's how they connect with each other. That's how they're connecting with this president. Whereas some people might not like the words he uses. I get so tired of this. Well, I wish he wouldn't tweet this. I wish he wouldn't say that. My goodness, if that's your biggest problem with the president, I'm okay.
Also, you can't take expletives literally. People they're breaking it down by the essence of the word. Most expletives are impossible to actually fulfill. Meanwhile, let's talk about this. The war on history in general. Do you think this plays into it between statues, between monuments, between what's happening on college campuses? Do you think that's part of this pushback on about America?
It's let's make America less American. That is what the left wants. That is what liberal college professors want. They want to do anything they can to erase history and to erase every shred of patriotism. I think that's what happened in Europe. I think it's still happening in Europe. And if we're not careful, it's going to happen here. But luckily, we have a president that's going to stand his ground, and you have Americans that are going to follow him and follow his lead.
Okay. I don't know if folks have seen this, but it is our Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos. She was at Harvard. She was greeted by a number of protesters who held up white supremacist sign, at least one of them right there. What do you think about that? What are those kids at Harvard saying?
That's the go-to, though. If you look at the resistance, as they call themselves, that's what they do. They use identity politics and they use labels to try to silence people. It's disrespectful. And the go-to label being a white supremacist, when you really throw that out willy-nilly and you just don't care who you call that to, that actually makes the country safer for actual white supremacists, because it's, oh, if you throw us all in that basket of deplorables, then you really can't separate the true white supremacists from those of us who are just conservative. What is going on? It's so disrespectful, but, you know, I wouldn't put it past any liberal university.
Right now.
Of course it is, and it's a losing one.
Well, speaking of disrespectful, this is also going on. A librarian rejects the First Lady Melania Trump's gift of a Dr. Seuss book to an elementary school because they're racist. They say send the book somewhere else.
Isn't that amazing?
Green eggs and ham.
It's amazing.
One of my favorite childhood books of all time.
They would rather put the children at a disadvantage than accept a gift from the First Lady because she's a Trump. It's amazing. They really are putting their own hatred above the country, above their students, above what's good for everyone.
This week, Alabama had an election, and they had Steve Bannon's candidate win over Donald Trump's candidate. And some have speculated this is the beginning of somewhat of a civil war on the right. Do you sense that? An establishment, maybe the Jeff Flakes of the world, John McCain's of the world, as opposed to a Judge Moore?
We're going to see so much more of this. The establishment can't hide anymore. They really cannot, and they have to do something. That's the biggest thing. It's not being pro-Trump or anti-Trump or a never-Trumper. I don't care about any of that. I want you to be a conservative. I want you to do what we sent you there to do. Get something done. When Donald Trump is having to turn to the Democrats now and have to work with them because our own party refuses to, that says something. They're no longer going to be safe.
Now, you are working as a Fox News contributor, and you're online at foxnews.com doing what?
Boy, Final Thoughts. It's the new home for Final Thoughts. So I think that my voice is being heard loud and clear. I know Michelle Obama thinks that because I didn't vote for Hillary that perhaps I don't have a voice, but oh boy do I.
So where can people find you?
Well, right now, foxnews.com, Fox News Insider, that's where the home of my Final Thoughts. And we put them on my Facebook page as well. So all my fans that know me from Facebook, we share them there too.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Good to have you.